know what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 Yes, 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 yes. Oh man, it's so good to be back. Another Monday, another How It All Works, another convo and collab. And I'm so excited about my guest today. It is going to be a blast. Last time we got together, actually on an official stream. Let me say the last time we got on official stream together, we were going over Loopback with RK3. So that was a ton of fun with RK3. But yeah. Listen, I see we got some folks in the comments already. You guys are chopping it up. I love it. I love it. Carol Copeland Ministries, thank you for coming through. David Hunt, Kanik, Mr. Riley's World, man, thank you guys so much. James Hicks is here. Listen, David Hunt says first, even though he's like the third or fourth comment. Man, we having too much fun out here, man. We having way too much fun, man. Let me get these announcements out of the way so we can showcase some stuff. Look. Officially. I said this last week. I just have to say it again. You know, I got my Ecamm fam shirt on. We are officially sponsored, man. I'm so excited about that. That means good things for not only this show, but for the entire community. And somewhere in the show today, some lucky person is going to win 1 year of Ecamm Live because, hey, we're sponsored and we can do that now. So 1 full year of Ecamm Live, and some other lucky person is going to win tickets to the Next Level conference. So you're going to want to make sure you take some time to be present in the comments today. Share the link with somebody who you know needs to be at that joint. Share the link with somebody you know has been thinking about Ecamm Live and is like, man, I don't know. What's good, Edward Smith? What's good? India Delgado's in the comments. I love it. Let's see here, man. I'm so excited. I'm going to be on JP High Tech's show June 2nd. So definitely take a check, take a look at what he's got going on. Content Creator University. JP High Tech is doing some great things. He is also one of our speakers for the Next Level conference. So definitely check him out when you get a chance. Check out his channel. Gives you a kind of a sneak peek behind the veil. Sammy Superstar is on the live. What's good, man? So good to see you. Appreciate you for coming through. This is our flyer. We've been rocking with this flyer for a while. I've got a new flyer, a new lineup of guests for the month of June, I should say, June and July. We're working on those guests and filling in those slots. And June is stacked. I just trust me on this one. June is stacked. But I mean, look at this lineup. We have just been enjoying ourselves. Katie, we had Desiree, man. We had Walt come through. Monty was last week. Now today we've got India. Next week we're gonna have Keith Pelzer. Oh. See what happens when you press the wrong button. And Keith's comment, right? I always tell you guys, their quote, Keith's quote is a tongue twister. It kind of messed me up last week. Invest in your now for when your if is unstable, but your belief weighs on the possibility and not the problem. You see, I practiced it this time. Got that thing right. But yeah, excited to be able to have Keith on next week. But this week, I'm just putting this up here because I want to show this quote one last time before we show you some stuff about the conference. Her quote is, "Don't ever doubt the value you bring to the world. There is no other you. There's no other you." I love that. And I'm excited to get her on screen here. So let's get through some of this other house cleaning items before we actually run our intro video and go for it. Monty Weaver's on the live. What's good, man? Appreciate you for coming through. The Next Level conference, folks. You want to register, man. Take your business, your passion project, your side hustle to the next level. If you need those tools to systematize it, to make it what it should be, this is the lineup for day one. Trust me, you're going to want to be on there. And this is the lineup for day two. Trust me, you're going to want to be in the space. You don't want to hear about this. You're going to want to register yourself, giving away a ticket today during the show. But if you listen, just head over to howitallworks.com/register, get yourself registered right now. And if the $50 is an issue, $49 is an issue, then message us, info@howitallworks.com, info@howitallworks.com. We're going to put that email address in the chat, because if you are having an issue with the $49, we have folks who have actually paid for extra tickets. So let's get it. Let's make sure everybody is there and we can enjoy this thing together. Definitely going to be doing a giveaway for that today. And we did this giveaway last week. And Blind Guy, his wife, their life was one of our winners. So listen, the proof is in the pudding. We're not making this stuff up. These are real tangible gifts that we're putting in people's hands, and we want to make sure that it's not just something we're just giving away for the sake of giving it away, but for people who are actually going to benefit. The passion project pushers, right? That's the 3 Ps that I've been saying. The business, the small business owner, the entrepreneur, the side hustler. You want to take what you know you can offer, systematize it so that you can offer it to a larger crowd. The Next Level Conference is going to get you to where you want to be. But without any further ado, we've got India Delgado waiting in the wings. We're going to get this thing kicked off. I'm so excited about that. So let's get our intro video. Let's Yes, yes, yes. How are you?
You know.
Listen, I have been waiting patiently. I was like, oh man, India's on. This is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I'm
India,
excited.
how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Man,
I mean, I'm busy. I'm tired, but we're going to talk about all of that stuff.
Yeah, we're going to dive into all that stuff. But listen, we always start off. First of all, I want to say to the audience, I want to say to the HIAW family, listen, we got to make sure that we welcome her the HIAW way. I want to see some stuff in the chat. We are so excited to have her on the show. It's so excited to see the community come through and for people to make these quote unquote digital bonds all over the place. Ah, yes, Monty Weaver's like, she's got that new space.
Is on it. He sees. Yes, I'm like on it, Monty.
That's that new. June Kang.
That new.
June Kang is in the comments. He's like, you already know. Yeah. So we listen, the war cry is already out there. This is the question that we throw out to everyone. I mean, this is standard, and we just want people to know a little bit about you and who you are. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are, and your relationship to live streaming, because man, you come at it from a very unique perspective. Come on through.
So I am India Delgado, the only India Delgado that you can find on YouTube. I've now made that a mantra. It's either that and then and that's because I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, all day, day. You heard?
Yes, indeed.
And that's how we greet people, or we get people's attention in New York City. You gotta, holla, what's cracking? That's it, right?
I love it.
But I feel like when I do these intros, I feel like I wear a lot of different hats. I am a banker by day, community advocate by day. So I do first-time home buyer mortgages. I can do any mortgage, but I specialize in first-time home buyer mortgages. I teach financial literacy seminars to low to moderate income individuals in low to moderate income areas, because we need to teach that generational wealth, right?
Yes.
And I'm very proud to say that I am a minority teaching other minorities, so I can talk about the struggle. I just bought a house. Monty already sees that. I closed on the 30th, so I have lived it.
Get it.
That's what I do by day. I've been a manager. I've been a leader for years and years and years. And now I'm just in a different space. Like I said, banking and things like that. And then at night, I just do content creation, tech stuff. And what I will say is as I've been fine tuning my elevator pitch, like we like to call it in business.
Come on. Yeah.
Is that at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is that I love to help people. I love to help people and I love to teach people. It just depends on the space and the hat that I'm wearing, right? Because if we're talking about financial literacy during the day and when I teach the classes, I'm helping people achieve the dream of home ownership, letting them know that getting a mortgage is not as scary as it has been made to seem for us as minorities.
Yes.
And then in the tech space, it's the same thing, right? Whether I'm doing something like the Stream Deck, whether I'm doing something with the Roadcaster or green screen, just helping simplify the process.
Come on.
So ultimately, I think, who I am is I'm just a helper. I'm a person that likes to give back to the community and a giver. That's it.
What?
How does that sound? That's
That
good, right?
is gold. That is gold. Listen, we're off to the races already, man.
Yeah.
Listen, for those who are in the chat, man, listen, one of the things I love about India is that she does wear these multiple hats, but she has found, you heard it at the end, she found a way to find the nexus of all those things. And so the common denominator, no matter which space she's in, she recognizes that her calling is to help people and to teach people. And so it doesn't matter which space she's in, that's what she's doing. And that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I see David Hunt is in the chat saying be a giver. I love that, David. I love that. David. I love that. Man, let's I'm gonna get our second question on the screen here because I want to make sure we touch on what we said we were gonna touch on, right? We gotta keep that trust relationship going with our audience. We're gonna get into some other things here in just a second, but I wanted to throw this out here, just kind of. It opens up the comments. It opens up our discussion. What's your live streaming / content creator story like? How did you get started? Because with all of those things that you just talked about, I mean, like
I'll take the glasses off.
There you go. Let's go get real. It's getting real right now. But like, how did you get started? I was chatting with some folks today about camera confidence and that's the story that most people want to hear when they're thinking about, taking the leap. I'm going to try out this live streaming thing, but I want to know how you got started because I see you on screen and you seem comfortable. You are your
Listen,
authentic
I love
self.
Me some camera. I'm a selfie queen, so talk to Diana Gladney. I will send her selfies to irritate her because I love taking me some pictures. So camera confidence is but in all seriousness, so how did I get started live streaming my content creator story? To be honest, I actually started doing how-to videos, tutorial videos, like 12 years ago on YouTube. And if you look, because I still have the videos up, I started doing like how-to stuff on car stuff. I'm a car girl, right? So again, love different things. I love having a nice car. That's what we'll say. I don't want to make it seem like I'm ghetto fabulous, but I like having a nice car. And so, changing the lights back in the day, to LED lights to get brighter headlights.
I knew we were family.
Right. See, come on now.
I knew we were family. That's me all day.
And I guess this is always, again, being the giver in me. My approach was always, still is, if I needed a video to do this, or I needed instructions on how to do this, and I couldn't do it, or the ones that were there still wasn't enough for me.
Yeah, you had to add
someone else
to it.
Still, right, exactly, right? So then I started, whatever I started doing, and it's so funny because I did a ladies' night and we brought mine up, and the quality is horrible because we're talking about almost 15 years ago, right?
Yeah,
and the cameras are all shaky or whatever. But I'll tell you, those car videos, there's like maybe 5 of them. I don't have a lowrider in my garage, Mr. Riley.
Listen, the question had to be asked. The question had to be asked. Thank you for throwing it out there, Mr. Riley.
But you know what? My car is lowered on coilovers, so it does have a
wow.
Nice drop.
So the answer is actually yes.
I guess now I'm like, and I have I forget the name of it because I've kind of been out of the game. But I have what is it? A rear strut bar in the back.
Oh yeah,
so it
sway bar.
A sway bar. Thank you. I do. I have a sway bar in the back. Listen, we're getting off. That's another topic.
It's a whole other. We're gonna have a different live stream, right? Different live stream.
Anyway. So that's how I start creating. And those videos, honestly, they have like maybe some of my videos have like 60 to 70,000 views on them from the car videos. And then I left them up because even to this day, like I get ones I had a Nissan and like I had messing with the car, had messed up the passenger airbag, the light wouldn't go off. And I like showed people how to reset that. And I still get comments, 2 to 3 comments a week, every week saying people tell me, India at work, thank you so much. So that's how I started as a content creator. And then transitioning into starting to do, because I've always been in a leadership role. I've always trained people. I've always had a knack for public speaking. Mm-hmm. So and then going into mortgages, like I said, I do the financial literacy classes. So pre-COVID, when I do, like they do home buyer expos, right? At the beginning, and June is home ownership month. Yeah. At a home ownership expo, I've publicly spoken to about a class of about 50, 60 people. So I had to get comfortable to talking to the public, right? Super quick.
Yeah.
Having and for me, having a successful financial literacy class, or when you're teaching anyone, is feeling the vibe in the room, making eye contact, right? Like, and so it's different when we're doing live streaming, but making eye contact, right? So looking directly at the lens, looking at the comments, right? So as you were getting the show set up, the first thing I did was I went to YouTube, did the pop out chat, so that I can interact with the community, because it is different and it is adaptability, right? But it's still interacting with the community, trying to get a feel, looking at the viewers, things like that.
Man.
So then COVID happened, and we were no longer doing presentations in person, right? Because everything shut down. But the banks have it's called CRA. They have a Community Reinvestment Act requirement. It's a government requirement that banks and big corporations have to give back at community reinvestment. So that didn't stop for us. So then we started doing partnering with people. We started doing things on Zoom, and I'm all about first impressions. So again, you walk into a room, you got to look good, well pressed, well dressed. You're doing a presentation, your camera, your angles, everything should look good. You should sound good.
It's got to look good. Yeah.
Right. It's got to look good. So it was, yes. And I was using OBS like all of us, right? I did start OBS because it was
OBS.
Getting a camera in, right?
Yeah.
I had my Sony, my A5100. I didn't have a light.
That's a good one.
I bought a Blue Yeti. I bought it on Facebook from the marketplace because microphones could not be found anywhere.
That was true. At the beginning of the pandemic, it's so true.
And the same thing with capture cards, right? So, but I figured it out, worked all around it. And then, got the PDF, a PowerPoint into a PDF, and used OBS to do my presentations, used virtual camera, figured all of that stuff out. And it still wasn't quite right. And I started, again, researching YouTube, came across one of Henny the Business's videos where he talked about Ecamm and how he said something in his title, and it was like, you want to say how I do it, right? And so I clicked on it and I was sold.
Me too. Listen, I hate to cut you off. That video with Henny, literally, I was like, what have I been doing? So I watched that thing like 3-4 times. That video with Henny, I've got to get Henny on the show just so people like me and you can just be like, bruh, that video sent me over the top.
Right, man. Legit. No, for real. But that was, and so I got into Ecamm, right? I did the 14-day free trial. I think I lasted all of 6 days before I started immediately paying. I didn't even wait.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, I know I'm not going to go back to anything. This is going to give me exactly what I need.
Perfect.
And it was so simple, right? And so I started off my content creation now, right, in 2020 and 2021 was just doing it for the bank as a financial literacy teacher, doing the first time homebuyer seminars, making sure that how I present in person, try to really make that come through across on the computer. And then I got into the Facebook community and it was all over, right? I became friends with Doc. I became friends with Lem. I became friends with you, with Alicio. That was at Bradley Vincent. I had and then
the list goes on.
Right? It was like I was in, and then it was like, okay, this is it. And then we just started going from there. And how it transitioned to me doing content creation and really picking up my YouTube channel was Doc, he'll tell anyone I'm his little sister. He immediately brought me on as his guest and was like, listen, you have a standing invite. You can be my co-host whenever. And I was intimidated because I was like, wait, what? You want me on the show with you? And he was like, he got so mad at me. He was like, listen, you have the link. The link doesn't change. You come on whenever you want. And then that was it. That was truly all she wrote. And now here we are. And that was last November.
That's good.
That was last November.
Whenever we do these origin stories, I think it's so critical for people to recognize that there is a lot of things that was brewing over years, right? Your public speaking, your presence on stage, the way you were able to, teach people, even your content creation. I mean, even though you said the videos were bad, the beauty of Facebook is, the beauty of YouTube is that it's evergreen content, right? So if somebody's searching for something, as long as your content is still answering that question,
Yeah.
it's still relevant even today, even though
Yeah.
it may be years and years and years old. So we look at that trajectory and all those things that happen to bring you to this stage, and then of course COVID happens, right? And that's what launches you into the digital space.
Right.
And just like a lot of us, I see Albert's in the comments. He says, one day I'm hoping to graduate to Ecamm, and maybe, hey, Albert, maybe today's your day, because we're going to give away an Ecamm subscription today in today's show. But one of the things I find very critical is for when you shared, I only started working with Ecamm Live last year. I think that's critical for people to be like, this is not a, I mean, me personally, I got on Ecamm Live last year. And yes, for the people who are asking, what are you using? I'm using Ecamm Live today. That's what we're using right now to do everything you're seeing. We're using Ecamm Live. Listen, I want to get this audience question up on the screen. Yeah. Do you ever doubt the value you have to offer? Do you ever look, this was her quote from the beginning. This is her quote. Why? I want to throw this out there. I want to throw this out there for everybody, because and let's have a moment of transparency, okay? In the comments, let's talk about this for a second. This question is not for India. This question is not for Kirk. This question is for you guys in the comments. Talk to us for just a second. Do you ever doubt the value you have to offer? Do you ever doubt that? Now, I'm going to do this, and this is totally random. India, you are going to select somebody from the comments. Whatever question you want to ask them, whatever question you want, literally any question you want to ask them, that whoever answers it first is going to get a 1-year subscription to Ecamm Live. That's how it's going to go today. David Hunt is saying, I do. David Hunt is saying, I do. I'm priming the pump for the next piece, but I wanted to give some. Sawana Harris says the struggle is real. The struggle is real.
It is.
David, I agree with you. I agree with you, Albert, because David really has nothing to fear or to doubt. But I wanted to throw this out here because this is the thing. That fear, that doubt of what value it is that I'm bringing to the table, that's what's keeping. It's not the tech, folks. It's not the cameras. It's not Ecamm Live or any of these other platforms. If you believe that you have value to offer the world, you're going to figure out the ways to provide it. And so that doubt, understanding it, conquering it, and to be clear, this is not like you conquered it today and it's over, right? So, because I still have my days where I'm like, what am I doing? Right? So, I still have my days where I'm like, yo, like Ecamm just sponsored me. Do they really know who I am? Like, what's going on right now? But so I still have those days. It's a process. It's a journey, right? It's not a we fought today and I won and tomorrow I don't have to fight anymore. No, you're going to be battling this concept of do I have value to offer for the remainder of your days, as long as we're walking on this earth. But I wanted to throw that out there. And I want to see, I've given you some time. I'm stalling, India. I'm hoping you're coming up with a question. It's daily. Somebody said, Tawana says it's daily.
It's daily. Yeah.
Albert says we all have our personal doubts, but we learn to overcome and feel good in the long run. All right. So he's trying to encourage David, who really doesn't need a whole lot of encouraging, because David is a beast. Yeah. He's an absolute monster. So, but listen, I recognize and resonate with the fact that the struggle is real. But when you have something that you need to share with people, you just got to figure out the best way to do that. And people like India, people like me, people like Doc Rock, Diana, several others. That's what we feel like we're here for, is to help people to understand. Let's get the questions answered. If having the answers to those questions is going to make you feel comfortable, then let's answer those questions so that you can now start the actual work of sharing what value you have. All right.
I have a question. I got it. And it's actually it's a segue part 2 to your audience question.
Good.
Right? So
the first person that answers this question is let me rephrase that. Okay, the person who India chooses, who answers this question, is going to get 1 free year subscription of Ecamm Live.
So you're putting it on me.
Yes, yes. So you're asking the question
right.
and you're choosing
That's all right.
the
All right.
answer. Here we go. Here we go.
And we have people, and that's why I think it's perfect, because we have people who already answered, kind of, answered your question.
Right,
So now
right.
the follow-up question is, so if you feel that way, right, then what's your ritual? What's your routine to get you out of that funk? Because everybody goes through
Yes.
it, right? Like Doc talks about it, imposter syndrome. I just told my best friend, she's never heard of imposter syndrome, and this is what it really is. You don't
Right.
think that you have the value, and if someone tells you, you're like, that's not me, right? It's the imposter coming in you. And so for whatever that is, how do you shake it? I know what I'll tell myself. So we're gonna pick someone, then I'll tell you guys how I shake it and what gets me going when I have those moments. But that's the question. Once you do, you struggle, you go through it. Tawana said it's daily. David said he does, right? Albert said, yeah. How do you shake it, and what's your routine? How do you get out of it?
That's good. That's good. I can immediately go think in my mind what that routine is, what I do, the space I go to. I read even while they're answering, I read that Eric Thomas has a routine that he does before he gets on stage, and part of his routine is to do 50 push-ups. Now, I cannot do 50 push-ups, not in one sitting,
consecutive, not consecutive, right? Exactly.
No,
we could all do 50 push-ups. We could all.
That's not my story.
Yeah.
But I recognize the value of having that code, that process, that routine that you do that gets you into the headspace that allows you to deliver what you can deliver, right?
Absolutely.
And that's phenomenal. I see that there is an answer in the chat. There is one.
I know. I see we got Elaine. Carol said she'll answer. She doesn't want the key cam, but she doesn't use Mac, so she doesn't want it. But so Carol, I was waiting to see what her answer is. James,
me too.
Let's give him a minute. All right, so that's cool. All right.
Here we go.
Right.
So I'm just throwing comments on. I'm throwing comments on screen now. Let's see what we got here. So Elaine says, to walk and talk it through in my head or with a friend, or write it down and move it out of my way. I like that. Make it physical and then ball it. Some people ball it up. Some people throw it in the fire. Some people put it down the trash, whatever it is, but you get it out of your way. I love that, Elaine.
Right.
I love that. All right. So let's see. James says,
what do we got? Remember what's ultimately important to your core values. Stay grounded in those and be true to yourself. That helps me stay focused and understand worth.
Woof. That's good. That's good. James, man, that's good.
And it's so funny, and as we'll give people a few more minutes, I saw we had some more people, but that's one of the things for me, my suggestion would be not what I do directly, but my suggestion is you have to know yourself, right? Because you just mentioned, right? For Eric, for him, he does 50 push-ups and that works. So he might be someone that loves to work out. Obviously, if he can do 50 push-ups, that means he loves to work out, right?
That's his thing.
And so that's where he gets the energy. That's what helps him relieve stress, right? That's what works for him, but that may not work for someone else. Elaine talked about talking it through, writing it down. That's what works for her, right?
Yes.
So David says testimonials of friends and family. Blind
that's
guy.
Good.
That's good, right?
Yeah. This is Corey and Lakita. Blind guy, his wife, they're live. And and she's saying, my answer to Linda's question, I keep going forward. Repeat what works, evaluate the challenges, improve what I can, and get to what I can't later, all with a smile, because the smile helps.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love that. I love that. I love that. Tawana Harris says, leaning into my purpose and scripture. Hey, that's big for me. That's big for me as well. Leaning in.
Yeah.
You want to read Albert's here.
Yeah. Start with humor, then find someone to have a chat with. As for me, I type a lot and delete my response to get it off my chest. Man, listen, I'm doing that all the time at work, Albert, at the bank.
That's therapeutic.
I'm like, and then I just hit delete because I can't send it, but I feel so much better. So that's a good one.
Listen, the draft folder is an atomic bomb, right? If somebody gets into my draft folder, I'm done.
It's a wrap.
It's over.
That's so true. Oh my goodness. Tawana says tapping into communities like these. Yep. And we spoke about that offline, Kurt and I, with community, before, right? And that's recalling the stories and remembering my own. That is perfect.
Ooh, remembering my own. That's good.
Yeah. Where you came from, where you are, the comparison. Yes.
Yeah, man, that's good. Valerie, grab Valerie's comment here. I eat
a spoonful of black cherry ice cream
I
and
love
remind
it.
myself that we all have gifts, talents, and stories worth sharing. They all deserve the opportunity to be heard. Take a deep breath and go.
I
Yes.
love it. The black cherry ice
Yes.
cream. I'm gonna have to try that
Yes.
one. I'm gonna
Yes,
just to try that
yes.
one.
Listen,
Valerie.
an indulgence just for yourself, and keep going. Right. David
Right,
says,
right.
I keep reminding myself that I am a content creator. You are awesome. There is greatness inside of you.
Okay. Philippians
Yes.
4 verse 13. I love that. Yes.
Yes.
Tawana says yes, yes, folks. And then here's
Yes.
here's Carol's comment. Go ahead.
Carol, positive affirmations, telling myself if I don't put it out there, you'll never know who you could help. Ooh.
Looking
All
at it
right,
from the
so we're
flip
gonna,
side. That's
and I
good,
think that's
Carol.
all the comments, right? So
Yeah.
the one I'm gonna choose. Do I get to choose now, or do you want me
Yes,
to
you
answer
do.
it
You
for
can.
myself?
Yes, you can choose. Well, either way. It doesn't matter what order.
So then I'll answer it, and then we'll choose.
Yes.
So for me personally, the biggest thing, and a lot of people don't believe it. I actually get anxiety, and I don't like networking. I don't like doing public speaking, and a lot of it is because I'm in. Right, exactly. Nobody believes it. Oh my God.
What?
I like to say sometimes I'm like an introverted extrovert, because sometimes I'm like, listen, I don't want to be around people. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to be like, right? Like,
Oh yeah. It's a
I'll be
thing.
over it.
It's a
It
thing.
is. It is a
Yeah.
real thing. And I think a lot of it is that imposter syndrome, or not. I know a lot of it is that imposter syndrome, that I'm more in my head thinking about things that people don't even think about
Right.
me. And so when, pre-COVID, where I would do in-person actual networking events, after work and stuff like that, drove me crazy. I still to this day, when I do first-time home buyer seminars, that I have to prepare and get in front of the camera.
Yeah.
My anxiety is on high.
Oh wow.
And so going back to one of the things I said, getting to know who you are and what drives you.
Yeah.
So the first piece of that ritual for me is that I tell myself, once I'm in it, so whether it's doing live streaming like this, or whether it's actually
That's me
in
too.
the groove,
Yeah.
right, of doing the presentation, I know I come out with a high. Like my endorphins, once it's done, I'm like ready to run a marathon.
Yeah.
I
Let's
really
go,
am, right?
let's
I'm
go.
like I know that when we're done, I'm gonna like want to jump on my bike and like drive around Philly, right around Philly, legit. So knowing that is what happens to me every time, I tell myself that, and then I tell myself, suck it up, because once you say your first 2 or 3 lines, you're hooked, you're in the camera, and everything
Gone.
else literally disappears. Right? It's like
Fades
you're in a
away.
black
Yep.
hole. It's
Yep.
like you're in a black hole. So that's the first piece for me, that I tell myself, get over it. The sooner you get in front of the camera and you start talking, you're going to feel better, and all of this is going to be gone. And then the second piece of it is, and this is more so, I won't know, but I just say, I just have to touch one life.
Oh,
One
wow.
life. That's
That's
it.
gold.
And if I touch
That's
one
gold.
life, then my purpose was served. So I'll give you, and what do I mean by that? So let's talk about the financial literacy seminars. I did a class last week, Tuesday, and it was from 8:00 at night to 10:10, and there were 70 people on, right? And it's through Zoom, so you guys know how that works.
Yeah.
And I'm going and I talk. I'm teaching the class for 2 hours nonstop. Like
Wow.
it is me, PDF after PDF, the entire mortgage and home buying process from beginning to end.
Wow.
And at the end of the class, where I'm wrapping up and I open it up to comments and stuff like that, when people start putting in the chats, you were so informative. Thank you so much. This was such a great class, right? I just need one of those. One person to say, India, you simplified this process for me. I thank God at that point, and I say, I know that that's the purpose. That's my calling.
That's it.
That's the purpose that he put in me. And so, and I know that I'm not going to get it all the time, but when I do get it, I thank God. And I say, this is why I needed to do this today, because
That's
I needed
good.
to touch that one person.
That is
right?
good.
And the same thing when we do live streams, right? Because when I'm doing ladies' night, or when I'm interacting, people put in the comments and stuff like that. So, you feed into it. And when you know that you've just connected with that one person, because
Right.
that one person may be having a crappy day, and you made them smile, you made them laugh, or you showed them something that they never thought they'd be able to do.
That's
you
it.
touch one life, and that's it.
That's it.
So that's it for me.
Woo, that's gold.
You answer your question, and then we're gonna pick. I'll pick the winner. So now I want to hear it from you.
From me, I mean, like you said an entire word right there. So I just wanted to just pause, because I know that the comments are lighting up already, because they're like,
Thank you.
India, preach. For me, it is it is understanding that this is something that I know I've been called to do. So I start with the end in mind, right?
Yep.
There is a intentionality and a consistency. This is the I was trying to get this term. What's the word? The consistent piece. For me, I know that it's a steady climb to what I am trying to achieve. And so for me, it's like I have these scheduled live streams. I have to go live in order to get to the next one. Does that make sense?
Right.
In order for me to get to the midweek huddle on Wednesday, I've got to get through Convos and Collabs on Monday. In order for me to get to the Midnight Cafe on Friday, I got to get through the midweek huddle on Wednesday. And so I look at it like, I'm doing this, weekly journey, and I'm climbing the mountain, I'm climbing down the mountain, I'm climbing the mountain, I'm climbing down the mountain.
Yeah.
And I resonate with you so much in that once I get going, I'm gold.
Yeah.
And I will have that high right after we're done.
Yeah.
But then I crash. And this is why I use the mountain and valley type. Oh, I'm done. I'm spent. I'm like, folk are like, oh, what do you want to, can you jump on it? And no, I'm done. Give me a day or so. And this is why they're spaced out. I have a live stream on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I don't know if I can manage.
It's a real thing.
But I think recognizing that those limitations of yourself, recognizing who you are. I said this earlier to some friends. You've got to get a PhD in you. You got to have a PhD in you, like understanding you, understanding how you tick, how you work, how you function, how you got to know you. You got to know you better than, that's what what we're here for, is to learn you. And once you know you, you can show up authentically, number one.
Yes.
Number two, you already have your purpose. You have your reason for why you're doing it. So even if it's 2 people on the live, we got 20 people on right now.
20 on YouTube. Those numbers,
Those numbers don't phase you because you recognize this is what I was here for, right? And even if they catch it in the replay, even if they catch it 2 years from now, somebody sees it and they're like, oh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. I was obedient to what I was supposed to do. So that's the piece for me, man. That's gold. That's gold.
Yeah.
Start with the end in mind.
And it's so funny. And so the person that I'm going to choose, and Carol had already said she doesn't want it. So Carol was a runner up. So you don't want it, but you do get that. And I wish I had my sound effects. I'm feeling a little, I need to go get all my gear, because I would have had the sound effects on there ready.
Gear. I don't have the Rodecaster, so I don't have, not ready. I'm not ready, but I do have an air horn. I got a little bit of applause.
But I do this because Carol definitely kind of said some of the stuff that what I do, and then Valerie the same thing. When she said that they all deserve the opportunity to be heard. Right? Like, it's telling your story someone wants to hear.
Wow.
And you never know who you're going to impact. You never know. And so that was huge. So Valerie, we giving it to Valerie.
Valerie Singleton. Woo-hoo. Valerie Singleton. It is on you.
Hey.
It is on you. It is on you. It is on you, Valerie Singleton.
Hey, there you go.
We got it. Listen, Valerie, you're going to have to email me at info@howitallworks. info@howitallworks. Valerie, go ahead and email us, and we will get you set up. I'm so excited about that. Glad that we were able to get that out there. She is surprised. Oh yes, we are going to get you hooked up. We're going to get you hooked up. Elaine says congrats. Info@howitallworks, man. This just rose up in me. Tawana. Have mercy. Go ahead and read this one for us, India. My goodness.
Yes. So she says, I owe the ancestors to contribute to well-being of the yet unborn by tending to today's living. Oof. Thank you, India, Kirk, Kanik, and the How It All Works family. You are very welcome. See, touch one life.
Wow.
One life. We here talking like friends, right? Like, you see me, like I'm all talking like friends, and then you just say from the heart, you say from within, and then you never know that one person that is like made that connection.
That one person, man. And that's what it's all about, man. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Listen, I'm throwing this thing up on screen real quick, folks. If you don't know who India is, go. It's underneath her name. I know it's small. It's hard to see. But I want you to let me see if I can get this other thing off screen here. Where did that go? I want you to see her email or her website. So it's indiad, right? Am I saying that right? indiad.live /YouTube. indiad.live/YouTube. That's going to take you directly to this page, and that's where you can find her, follow her, make sure you subscribe. This kind of content, this kind of value that she's providing today, she does it all the time. I was telling her before we went live, I have sent coaching clients to go and watch Ladies Night on Saturday nights because it is so empowering. And I'm often asked the question like, well, I don't see any ladies out there doing it.
Yeah.
Here is one, and there are many more. And they don't have to be the big, huge, 10, 50,000, 100,000 subscriber type content creators. There are several out there that are just like you, with audiences just like yours, and they are killing the game. They're showing up unapologetically. Man, we just did that one giveaway, and I have to do one more. I have to do one more. The first person, I'm just gonna do this really quickly because we're moving quickly to our last two questions with India here. The first person to put in the chat the name of the conference, you're gonna get tickets to go for free. The name of the conference, put that in the chat. The first person to do it, you get a chance to go for free. Now, if you were watching, when I first moved to this scene, we were already looking at the name of the conference. So, and I've shown this multiple times in the episode today already. But for the first person, and I'm going to say this because we're doing two giveaways, right? Two giveaways. For the first person that is here live, that puts the name of the conference in the chat, you're going to go to the conference for free. We're going to give you a free registration. The first person from our replay squad, the first person that actually puts the name of the conference in the comments for the replay, right? The YouTube comments. If you put the name of the conference in the YouTube comments, the first person that does that, you get a chance to, no, not chance, you are going to be registered for free to go to the conference as well. Go. I'm waiting to see, man. I'm waiting to see. We
David,
have David.
That's his business. That's not it, David.
I think David's doing that on purpose. He's already registered. So I'm
David,
not even.
I'm like, David, I know he knows.
That's David, not it. That's not it. Come on. Let me. If I click on the next screen, it's gonna give it away. I'm hoping that somebody's watching right now, and anybody that puts that name in there. This is the How It All Works. This is the How It All Works webpage right here, and so you can see, man, we got India right here. This is what's live right now. This is the latest video. This video is just released on Sunday. I'm buying you some time, folks. This video was released on Sunday.
Go to the website. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, just go to the
there
website.
You go. Tawana got it. She, at least on my end.
Tawana Harris, you got it.
Hey.
Tawana Harris got it. The Next Level Conference.
Carol was a click.
It was. Listen,
milliseconds.
Carol, listen, Carol, if you want to go to the conference, we have some sponsors who have purchased some tickets. So definitely, and hey, Lakita and Corey, you guys won, and I need you guys to contact me so we can get you registered. But I'm asking my wife, who is one of the mods in the comments right now, we want to take down Tawana Harris's name, Carol Copeland's names. We want to make sure that we get them registered. And again, RK3 is not just going to be at the conference. RK3 is, look at him sitting over there in the corner. He is one of the speakers for the conference. Thank you for showing up, RK3. I appreciate you, Doc. But yeah, we are excited about this conference. Take your business, passion project, or side hustle to the next level. Register at howitallworks.com/register. Trust me, this is going to be a game changer. And with that said, we're moving right on. I'm going to say one last time for my replay squad. If first person that comments underneath the video saying the name of the conference, you will also be able to get free registration. So definitely do that. Make sure you comment underneath, and we will definitely reach out to you so that we can get you registered for the conference. Man, woo, that was something else. All right, so here we are. We're back. We're back, and we're moving right along in terms of. Here we go. Am I putting this thing up here right? Yeah. Question four. Whew. The next question everybody asks, right? Because you do wear so many hats, because you have, and I know I put realtor there, and realtor is incorrect, but you explained that so beautifully at the beginning, so I think people kind of have an idea. But this is the question: how do you find balance, right? Because you're a live streamer, you're a content creator, you're a community development advocate, you're a speaker, you're a trainer, you do these courses, you're in the entire home buying world. But how do you find balance? This is a question everybody is wondering. How do you find balance, India?
Yeah, I think, well, not I think, I know the biggest thing is you got to be organized and you have to prioritize what's important to you.
Yeah.
And what's important to you, it's going to be in seasons, right? That'll change
Oh, wow.
seasonally, right?
Yes.
I can honestly say that I feel like I've lived that most recently now, right? In the last, where we'll say 4 months, the first 4 months of the year, where the season for me was, I had to find a place of my own. So it was, do I rent or do I buy a
Buy
house?
house.
I
Right.
went and I was like, all right, well, I teach this stuff on the daily, right? Like, is it time now? And there was a good reason why I was renting. But again, when the time is for you, the time is for you.
There it
That's
is.
it. Right. So
Right.
when the time is for you. And so now I was faced with the the challenge, or with, two paths, let's say, in front of me. December 31st, literally going into the 2021 new year. And I went to go stay with my brother in Pittsburgh. I'm normally from New Jersey. Went to stay with my brother in Pittsburgh.
New Jersey in the house.
And yeah, yeah. And then I was like, at first, for the first couple of days, I was like, no, I'm going to rent. And then I started doing the numbers of where I would rent and, things like that. What I would need, 2-bedroom, all this stuff. And then again, knowing the industry, I was like, all right, nah, I'm going to buy a house, because where I would buy, the payments are for the most part equivalent, right? So why
Wow.
would I rent and continue to pay someone's build their generational wealth,
Basically.
and give them equity?
Right.
And now here I am and I'm not doing it, right? Like, so I was like, nope, you know what? And my brother told me, listen, you stay here for as long as you want. If you want to buy a house, I got you. So that became my priority in the season. And I was still live streaming. I actually picked up the live streaming and I got really good. Well, not really good for where I was. I continued to fine tune my skills much better than what it was, right?
Right.
And then I finally found my dream home on March 14th. We put an offer in. And on March 15th, I was officially in contract. And then my priorities changed. Right. So I was live streaming every Saturday from, on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, every Saturday of every week or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then that changed in March. Right. For months consistently. And then I was like, listen, I can't do it anymore, because my mindset wasn't there, because I wasn't in my own space. Of course, I loved being with my brother, but it's not home, right? It wasn't my home. It was my brother's home, but I was still a visitor in my brother's home, right?
Come on. Something about that. That's good.
Right? There's something about it, right? Like, and I loved it. And I missed it. And he's my baby brother. He's 10 years. And you guys I'm sure you can see my personality. I beat my brother up literally every day. So like, I'll do the running Superman punch into him. Like legit. That's the girl I am, right? So it was good. And it goes back to God knows the purpose that what he does. So I think that there was a reason why he put me back to live with him for those 4 months, whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Right.
March came along and I was like, I can't do content creation, focus on work, buy this house, go through that stuff and move, right? So I literally took a break from live streaming from, I think it was the last week of March all the way through April. I tried it again and I couldn't. I absolutely could not do it. So my priority was getting into my home, right? Closing, getting all of the stuff that goes into the home buying process in place, putting it all in line. And then I said, you know what, once I'm settled, and my community knows, right? Like a lot of you guys all knew that I was buying a house. And I did announce it and things like that, right?
We did.
So I was like, all right, you know what? I got to take a break. So it goes back to the balance for me was I had to pull back from being a content creator, because if I wasn't going to give my best self, if I wasn't going to put it all in there, right? It was like, I'm not doing it. I would rather just not put myself out there, take care of me, and then move forward. So I closed on April 30th. And so, right, me and you were scheduling, and I didn't know, like, and it was funny because I had JP last week. I didn't know, because you're a homeowner. And for those of you guys that have been through the process, anything can happen. Like, you have your closing date, but anything can happen. So I was like, listen, we're going to keep this as a saved date, because if I'm not in my house, we're going to have to push it back.
Oh yes.
But here I am, like, so you're the second live stream I've done with really creating content. And even this Saturday, I was supposed to go back and do ladies' night this Saturday. I'm still in the process of moving. My house is empty. That's an IKEA desk behind me, this brown thing on that side right
on
here.
that side. Yeah.
This right here. This is an IKEA desk that I still have to put together, right? Like it's all empty. Like if I back up from the mic, you're going to hear like all the echo and the reverb in the room. Legit. Like I got cables all over the place.
Right.
So on Saturday, I wanted to do ladies' night and I just couldn't. I was just so tired. And I didn't have it in me. So I didn't jump on. So that was a long-winded answer to say, wherever you are in your life in that season, you have to prioritize.
Yeah.
You have to be true to you and be true to your heart first. And it goes back to what you said, right? Getting a PhD in you. So me getting to know me and knowing that I wasn't going to be into it, I was like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Man,
I'll get back into it.
That is so good. And recognizing that the season is shifting, right?
Yeah.
Being aware that the season is shifting, being aware that your clouds are moving in, it's not sunny anymore. Maybe this is the time to kind of shut it down and take a little break. That is critical, like critically important. I mean, your answers are phenomenal, India. I just have to tell you, because I'm a story guy. I'm a story guy. So, I like I'm techie too. Don't get me wrong. I can geek out with the best of them, but I love to hear people's perspectives and their stories, and you have given us, it's been absolutely, ear candy tonight on the show today. I see Kim Lyles is in the comments. I wanted to shout her out real quick. She says, I feel like I haven't seen Kirk in India for a minute, and I just wanted to shout her out. Thank you so much for coming through. And then there's just so much love, India in the comments. Valerie Singleton, Elaine Dempsey, Kim Lyles, everybody just saying, look, you got it. That's important. That is critically important to be able to take that break. And this is the thing. So when we're talking about balance, getting started is one thing, and you want to get over that hurdle of disbelief and get put together your routine or whatever it is going to allow you to get into the space to do what you need to do. That's one thing. But then on the flip side, you don't want the routine to steamroll you into going past the markers, right? The indicators, like the check engine light is flashing and you're like, I'm going to go a couple more exits. You need to pull off a side. You do maybe check the
routine
oil.
Maintenance, right? Legit. We talking car stuff, legit.
Yeah. Listen, we're still in the car, but you want to pull off to the side. You want to get that thing going. You want to be able to make sure that you're in a good space, so that this is the piece. So that, because when you have a PhD in you, you know at what place you need to be so that you can pour into others. Can't pour from an empty cup. Cannot pour from an empty cup. So you got to pull aside, refill, refuel, and then you can go back out to serve and to provide value and to be who you are. And I think that ebb and flow of life, that's what all of us are trying to figure out. I see you in the comments, Digital Buddha. We're talking about live streaming, content creation, getting started, but some of the hurdles, right? And finding balance and India has just been, listen, go catch the replay. I know you're coming in late, Digital Buddha, but this thing has been absolutely gold, right? I see Tawana's response there saying, I'm still working on saying no. Y'all pray for me. It's a real thing. It's a real
and it's
thing.
not, and so that is a real thing, and we talk about that when I say we, like myself and the women that I partner with, because I'm all about women's empowerment. Keith and I, Kirk and I were talking about that before the broadcast. That's why I do ladies' night and things like that, right? And I think as women, for us, it's harder because we don't want to hurt people's feelings, or what are they going to think of me, or I have to take it on, right? Like I got to take it on all on my shoulders. And so one of the approaches that one of my friends, and I'm reading a book and things like that, I think an easier way maybe to try to look at it is, okay, maybe it's no for right now. You know what? I can't fit this in, right?
That's good.
And so and the reason I think a perfect example is like when I was partnering with Kirk. Kirk was trying to get me on in April, and he had hit me up, and there was right, like he was messaging me India, and I was like, I got you. And I didn't like, I kept saying, yes, I want to come on, but I didn't commit, right? Like he gave me his Calendly link. I didn't commit. And then he sent it again, like super persistent, which I'm appreciative, Kurt. Thank you.
Listen, no.
But then finally, like I broke it down and I said, Kurt, this is where I'm at. I want to do it, but this is what it is. And I don't want to overextend. And Kurt was like, okay, the calendar is there. You let me know when you book it.
That's it. Perfect.
And that was it, right? And so then I said no, but it was not right now. I can't do this right now. So it was still a no. But it was something I knew I wanted to do, but I wasn't going to kill myself because I didn't want to disappoint, or there was an opportunity. Because again, it was still an opportunity, right? And that was one of the things, man, I don't want to turn down this opportunity. This is great for a collaboration and things like that.
Yeah.
But it was also, I'm sorry, and then I'll shut
No, go ahead.
But then the other piece of it also is, because that's another thing where people don't want to say no, because it's like, well, if I say no, I'm going to miss out on this opportunity. No, first of all, if the other person knows your worth, they're going to wait for you. Unless it's a true emergency, or like unless it's right, the next level conference. And even at that point, if there were really good speakers that you guys wanted for the next level conference and they couldn't make it because they had a prior engagement, I'm sure, Kurt, that if that person says to you, I can't make it, but you know their worth, you're going to keep them in mind for the next one. So
absolutely.
Know your worth,
Absolutely.
right? Know your worth, prioritize, because if you know your worth and that person really says they know your worth, they're going to understand and be flexible with you.
And be flexible.
I'm going to get off my soapbox.
Well, listen, we got 5 minutes left. I only have one question left for you. And that is simply this. And I'm posing this question to the comments, and I'm posing it to you as well. Guilty of FOMO taking over my priorities. Elaine Dempsey, that is real. Wow. RK3 says, yup, you gotta prioritize you. Here's the thing. Yeah. We have to, we can take however much time we need to, but these collab videos that I do with guests that are on the show will live on the Ecamm channel. That's the sponsorship deal that we worked out, and I'm excited about that. So now the question becomes, what collab can me and India do? Like, in the comments, talk to us. What would you want to see us do a 5 to 7 minute video on? Maybe it's just a short version of what we've talked about today. I don't know, but India, what do you think? What could really be great in terms of us collabing on a video that again will speak to people who are using live streaming platforms and speak to the audience that Ecamm has on their YouTube channel?
Man, off the top of my head, because he did not really, he gave this to me, but I like to do the stuff off the cuff and not be all prepared, right? Versed answers. I'm thinking something like, because you've mentioned it a few times, and that's my niche, right? Like, of how can we get out there and really do a focus with women, right? Since I'm a woman, because look at your guest lineup, right? Like something like that, where if we can come in and just, I don't know, from a business perspective, like you said, with your coaching and things like that, and talking about what we just talked about and really putting it out there. I know that I got to do a collab for a loop back with RK3. I've been ignoring him too. See, I've been telling him no too. He came on, Kirk. He came on. I was like, oh my God, I was supposed to call him last week.
Listen, it's like, life is real. This is why I love live streaming, because it is real life. Like, you're getting it. Yes, this is a show, and yes, we produce it. Yes, we try to make it as clean as possible. Yes, the cameras look great. But we're really, like, this is a real conversation between me and India, like, for legit. Real. And you guys who have been interjecting in the conversation this whole time. So I'm excited. Live streaming empowerment, Valerie Singleton says.
I like
that
RK3, look at RK3 talking about
I like
virtual
that
house
one.
tours.
Virtual house
Listen,
tours.
I can show y'all the empty house. I'm all down. Yes.
Virtual house tours using Ecamm. I love it. And RK3 is saying we're good, sis. And I love that, because again, this is what the community is all about. I am writing down some of these ideas, and we will figure out we will figure out
Listen,
which
that
one of these is
virtual
going to
house
work.
tour is pretty cool though. Like even if it's a virtual, like a real live, because people do studio tours, but the
Yes.
studio tours are pre-recorded. If we do
Yes.
something, since your studio, right? Because you're like you moved, but you're building out, and mine is pretty empty. That would be
Empty.
pretty cool because you can see the
That's
progression. I like that. A live stream. I like that. Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. I like that. And then
All right.
you said you talked about, you know, the women empowerment,
Yep.
or really better yet, give me what is a you know, couple of words, what would that topic be? Just, you know, women of live streaming, or
yeah, that's what I call it. I call it women of, when in my like my description for ladies night, I call it women of live streaming. That's
Okay.
what I call it. So that's perfect.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. My audience knows that I have always tried, even when I have panel discussions, I always try to be balanced. I always try to get female participation. Because I know that even in the more technical spaces, there are women out there that are killing the game. So
yeah, I like Blind Guy. His tips. He put a question or a suggestion on there. I think that's good too. He said, "You're both such great." Tips for men and women. You're both such great speakers, and he's thinking about something around public speaking. Tips for men and women. I like that too because I think from a women's perspective, right? Like
I really like that.
Like I like that. That's good.
And then we could go back and forth.
Yeah.
Like,
and like
here's
how,
yeah.
Listen, oh yes. Listen.
No, I think they might have that one. That one might be the winner.
I like that. That's really good because again, the stuff, and it's all because of our DNA and how we think, like how women approach things from any perspective, because there is a little bit more of the emotions and things going on than maybe from a man's I like that. We should do that.
Listen, that's gold. That is gold.
That's really good.
RK3 wants Corey and Lakita to know that he is trying to get you on his podcast. He is on Facebook and you guys are on YouTube. So I had to put it on the screen so that you could see his comment, Corey and Lakita. So I just wanted to make sure you guys got that. Listen, I have actually 5 different topics for me and India. What that says to me is this was phenomenal. And we must have you back, India. I know we're over our time. I'm actually going right now to start the Zoom room. So for those that are, have already done what they needed to do on buymeacoffee.com, you guys have been seeing the ticker scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Don't tell me you haven't. For those that have been done what they needed to do in buymeacoffee.com/Kirk R. Nugent, then you already are prepared to enter the digital room there. But as we get ready to go ahead and close this thing right out, India, tell the folks where they can find you, follow you, what projects you have coming up. I mean, even as you kind of come out of, this time of refilling and refueling that you've been doing, I know that you're going to be coming back, doing some things. Talk to the folks about where they can find you, follow you. Yep.
So like I said, I'm the only India Delgado on YouTube, so you can find me. I know that Kirk put it in the description, indiad.live/YouTube. Very simple.
That's correct.
You guys can find me all over the Facebook community on Ecamm and on Let's Get Live. And then stuff that I have going on, it's getting back into Ladies Night. So consistently live streaming every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'm going to really be talking about what I've been up to the last month and a half, how it's affected me as a content creator, what my plans are. And then what I was saying to you, Kurt, just so you guys know, once I'm settled in, I'm actually going to add a secondary stream at some point in the middle of the week to do more technical how-to stuff. So I got to figure it out.
Nice.
The day of the week and things like that. But I'm going to keep Ladies Night of live streaming for Saturdays and then do something a little bit more general based in the middle of the week. So that's some of the stuff that I'm doing for myself as a content creator. And then I do have a remote production business where I'm helping, So I, help with Zoom and, get people looking right the way we do it, taking advantage of Ecamm and things like that. So I'm working with some partners to just build out some proposals and things like that for my side hustle.
For your side hustle. I love it. I love it. Well, India, listen, it's been my absolute pleasure to host you and have you on the platform. I'm excited about doing one of these topics with you as a collab video, and I think it's going to be super relevant. So everybody in the chat, make sure you look out for that. But I just wanted to say right here, right before I close it, I'm going to go back to a one shot of me. It's somebody, I just saw somebody out of the corner of my eye. Somebody, bought tickets to the after party. So I'm seeing that out of the corner of my eye. But I want right before I do that, I just want to say personally that I so appreciate you coming through, sharing your perspective and your story. One of the things that I always tell people about being successful in creating online, in creating a community online, in taking, getting people to take the journey with you, is to be vulnerable, is to share from a place of realness. And I think you did that today. It did not diminish your power. It did not diminish your greatness at all. It just allowed us to see a window into what life is really like. And people resonate with that so much more than they do with the polish, right? And so I want to just say that to affirm you and to appreciate you. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get ready to jump in this after party here after I close it out. Folks, what can I say? It's been an amazing time with India. Man, buymeacoffee.com/Kirk Nugent if you haven't gone over there already to get your tickets for the after party. If you want to say something to India right now, we're actually in Zoom right now. So if you want to get your tickets, go ahead and jump in there. But man, it has been a phenomenal experience today. We're going to make sure we reach out to those that won for my replay squad one more time. If you put the name of the conference in the comments, the first person to do that is going to get a free ticket to the conference. The Next Level Conference, howitallworks.com/register. The link is in the description. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, hoping that somewhere in the video today, somewhere while me and India were chopping it up, having a grand time, along with you in the comments, hoping that you were able to kind of have that peek behind the veil experience where that light bulb went off in your head. Essentially, what I'm saying is I'm hoping that you're able to figure out how it all works. And we'll see you in the next video.